So this is one of the first Kit Bash customs, simple customs that I did here in the last few years when I got into the line with classifieds. I originally started with picking up a McFarlane Toys Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. Loved the figure, but it was more of a statue than figure. And I seen a bunch of videos on how people were making one by combining other NECA body parts to give them a fully functioning, articulatable body. That didn't work out for me. Uh, and I came across classifieds and just absolutely fell in love with the idea. So what we've got here is Spirit legs with knife and gun. Um, we have the backpack that came with them, as well as the rifle. Spin around here so you can see them. I also added the one of the wrist accessories from Rock and Roll. So he has the bullets that are on there. So when he uses the rifle, of course, in photos, the head is from the McFarlane figure, and the crossbow is as well as what came with the original Daryl piece. Those two items were what I kept. The shirt upper torso is from the Tiger Force Recondo. Uh, the wet gear, of course, is from Spirit. Uh, the blue macaw was Polly. I had an extra shipwreck. I didn't want to have multiple green ones, so I opted to paint them blue and put them on there, and it works. I'm just really happy with how he turned out. Bring him a little closer so you can see. All in all, I think it was a really good simple kit bash. It wasn't too hard to get the head to fit. I just had to Dremel it out, and then I put some epoxy sculpt in it, shaped the hole, and it just stayed. Now, luckily, the peg stays in it, and it's easy pop and swap whenever I want to swap bodies. But this one was a lot of fun, and it's one that I really enjoyed doing. Anyway, if you guys want to provide some feedback on this particular figure, I would love to hear your thoughts, good, bad, whatever. Thanks for your time. I appreciate you viewing it, and you guys have a wonderful day. The next figure that we have in the custom side of the toy box is the classified version of B.A. Baracus from the A-Team. Very simple, custom put together. We started with the Roadblock version 1 body, added the Gung Ho vest, got the gun from the Night Force 2-pack with Falcon. The head came from the Mattel Mr. T Ultimate figure. It came with the chains, multiple sets of chains, and 2 head sculpts, both the Screaming one and the Stoic. I like this one more, so this is his base head. Again, works very well on the shelf. Looks really good in pictures and dios. I'm really happy with it. It's very simple, very easy to do. Bring them in so you can get a better look. Just awesome. I think he's fantastic. Question if anybody has done their own version or if they've done their own attempt to make a B.A. Baracus. If you feel like sharing those photos, please, by all means, or your recipe for how to make them, drop them in the comments. If you'd like to give any feedback, your thoughts on this, I'd love to hear them. All right. For this simple kit bash custom, there was quite a few contributing figures. Uh, Starting from top to bottom, we got the head sculpt from the Marvel Legends movie version of Magneto. Both young and old version. The young version came from Michael Fassbender. Loved the head sculpt, thought it was awesome, but I wanted to do something with it, something other than Magneto, which was a bit clunky. Uh, I personally think classifieds are the best versions to customize. The bodies are just amazing. Um, so again, we have the head sculpt, then we have the upper torso, which is from the Tiger Force Recondo, which are available in bulk on many uh, websites and individual sellers. Um, we have the wet gear from Recondo as well. The gun, this one here, came from Tiger Force Dusty. The lower gear came from a Cobra pile that I had, scrap iron, I believe. And the legs are from V2 or V3 version of Snake Eyes, the one with the white timber. And of course, the gun pistol came from the same scrap iron figure. No backpack, just the multiple guns. Awesome look. This is what he looks like close up. I very much liked the figure. I think he was something that was simple. I had a bunch of parts laying around. I didn't have any use for them. I didn't know what to do with them. So I threw them together, and this is what came out of it. All in all, I think it was a wonderful, wonderful way to spend an afternoon. I think it came together really well. I love them so much. I just couldn't break them down and use them for anything else. I just left them as is. I'm interested to see if anybody else has done anything similar, either with the head figure or any of these other parts. Again, I very much enjoy doing the kit bashing and simple customs. And if anybody has anything similar or with any of these body parts, please feel free to share. All right. For this one, uh, I wanted to create a Joe Colton figure. Um, the cartoon comic book version originally had him in, I think, in a blue pinstripe suit. There were some Marvel Legends that I could use for it. I didn't like the way it looked. I tried using a first run version of Falcon with the god awful head sculpt. Um, but I ended up pivoting when I got the retro Flint. I'm very much like the first run edition of Flint, so I'm keeping that on the shelf as Flint. But I think this body is spectacular. Like, it looks old school. I think it fits great with the head sculpt that I have here. The head sculpt may look familiar. It's one of the greatest action movie stars of the 80s, one Bruce Willis. He, of course, was cast as Joe Colton in the second G.I. Joe live action movie alongside The Rock. This was essentially just a simple head swap. Uh, Took the old one off for the Flint figure. Excuse me. Yeah, Flint figure. And put that on a different body. And I stuck Bruce Willis here on top of it. And I think he just works beautifully. I didn't add anything else to it. It's literally just a custom head sculpt on top of the stock body. He's rocking the crooked, warped little shotgun that came with him. I haven't swapped that out yet. But this is one of my favorite ones. I think he's just fantastic. I very much enjoy playing with him. But yeah, if anybody has any thoughts or comments, please give me your opinion, give me your thoughts. I appreciate your time. All right, so for this one, we have a squad, Special Operations Task Force, essentially a unit that is made up of G.I. Joe, Lady J bodies, two of the classifieds on the end, and two of the retros in the middle. Um, there was a time where Lady J's were literally everywhere. It's all you could find. And I kept picking them up, thinking I'd be able to do something with them. And ultimately, this is what I came up with. So obviously the one up front we have on the retro body is a Walgreens exclusive Scarlett Johansson version of Black Widow. Immediately behind her, under the Republic credit sign, is Marvel Legends Lady Sif head with the standard body from the classified version. The gun was just fodder that was in a bag. I believe it came from an Alley Viper. In the middle, we have another retro Lady J with the classified version backpack and spear. This one is rocking the Marvel Legends Okoye head. And then the one on the other end here is the standard classified version of Lady J with the Star Wars Black Series Padme head. Add doubles and extras, and I figured it'd be cool to put them on a bigger body and see what I can come up with, and this is what we got. These ladies are amazing. I love them. I think they're fantastic. Didn't have to do much changing up, obviously, of course, with the Okoye, the one in the middle. She went from being a Caucasian lady to beautiful black queen, and took some painting to make sure and some sealing to get her to stay. But I'm very happy with how she turned out. I think all four of these figures are spectacular, both in their original form and now. Um, I'm curious to see what anybody else had done with this, either one of these bodies, whether it be the classified V1 version or the retro. Um, if you guys have any comments or questions, or if you guys would just like to share what you did with your own, if you had any extras, I would absolutely love to hear that, as with all of these builds. Um, I like to hear feedback. Hopefully you're positive, not so negative. If you are negative, please, by all means, share. And then, of course, if you have any recipes for what you've done on your own, you can post here, or you can share on the G.I. Joe Classified fan page, Checkpoint Bravo. That's another site that me and some friends put together from our G.I. Joe Classified private chat group. Place where we talk shit and hang out and discuss figures and trade and find and just hook each other up. So anyway, thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. So this is the most recent quick little custom kit bash that I've done. It's a combination of a couple of figures. The body itself is Nunchuck from the Ninja Force. I had picked him up from a friend of mine who had razored off the pauldrons on the shoulder that he originally came with. I just hated the way it looked, so I scrapped the arms. Had an extra pair of arms from one of the twins. So I put them on. The gloves and the wrist pieces are from, I believe they're from Junkyard. The lower gear knife here and gear here are from Python Patrol Officer. The gear here, the bandolier, and the ninja gear and the sword are from Snake Eyes, version 3, I believe. Same one that came with the white timber. He's a easily accessible, very popular figure. I managed to come up with several copies of him myself for many different customs. The head sculpt, which I absolutely love, comes from Star Wars Black Series, the Stranger figure from the Acolyte. If you haven't seen that show on Disney Plus, you're not missing anything, in my opinion. If you're a fan of Star Wars and you like content of that nature, by all means, please, your time. You can spend it however you like. But if you're not, you're just into the toys, it's definitely worth picking up. I think it's solid. But I wanted to do a ninja. And since I had the head from the Star Wars figure with the mask version on that particular body, this one was just sitting around. And I figured if I wasn't using it, I could do it here. And I'm really happy with him. I think he's dope. I think he looks really good. But again, it was just a simple kit bash and custom. I just had a bunch of stuff that was just sitting around in a bag. You know how that works. You try to do something to see if you have anything, and you just start putting stuff together, and the next thing you know, voila, you have something that you really like, or you have shit and you start over. Um, so yeah, I'm happy with it. I think it turned out really well. If you have any comments or any opinions, please do share them. I love hearing the feedback. Hopefully more positive than negative, but I prefer honesty above everything else. And if you've done anything with either the body or the Stranger from the Black Series figure, I'd love to hear that as well. I thank you for your time. I appreciate your patience in watching these clips, and I thank you for visiting. Have a good one. Till the next one.